Bienvenue chez Exam Heist, votre partenaire de confiance pour réussir vos certifications. Nous proposons des supports d'études complets, en ligne et hors ligne. Et nous sommes là pour vous guider pas à chaque étape. Des guides PDF détaillés aux exercices pratiques bien structurés. Toutes les questions essentielles sont soigneusement couvertes pour vous donner toutes les chances de réussir. Vous aurez toujours les bonnes ressources à portée de main. Téléchargez les PDFs. Faites des tests et connectez-vous à notre équipe d'assistance experte. Avec la pratique interactive en ligne. Entraînez-vous et quand vous voulez. À votre rythme. Nos PDFs prêts pour l'examen sont soigneusement élaborés et régulièrement mis à jour. Des milliers d'apprenants certifiés font confiance à notre qualité et à notre sérieux. Des professionnels qualifiés sont disponibles pour répondre à vos questions. Commencez dès aujourd'hui et donnez à votre préparation l'avantage décisif avec Exam Heist. Visitez Exam Heist. Comme dès maintenant. Exam Heist. Votre parcours vers le succès commence ici.
Question 1. Acme Corporation has decided to set up wireless IEEE 802. 11. Network in its sales branch at Tokyo and found that channels 1, 6, 9, 11 are in use by the neighboring offices. Which is the best channel they can use? Option A, 4. Option B, 5. Option C, 10. Option D, 2. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A, 4. Question 2. Which Metasploit VNC inject stager will allow VNC communications from the attacker to a listening port of the attacker's choosing on the victim machine? Option A. VNC inject, find, lag. Option B. VNC inject, reverse, TCP. Option C. VNC inject, reverse HTTP. Option D. VNC inject, bind, TCP. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B, VNC inject /reverse.tcp. Question 3. What is the most important document to obtain before beginning any penetration testing? Option A. Project plan. Option B. Exceptions document. Option C. Project contact list. Option D. A written statement of permission. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D, a written statement of permission. Question 4. While reviewing traffic from a TCP dump capture, you notice the following commands being sent from a remote system to one of your web servers. C. Greater than SC Winternet. Host. Com create NC service bin path. C. Toolsex IP 2222 ECMD. X. C. Greater than SCVJNTERnet. Host. Com query NC service. What is the intent of the commands? Option A. The first command creates a backdoor shell as a service. It is being started on TCP 2222 using CMD. X. The second command verifies the service is created and ITS status. Option B. The first command creates a backdoor shell as a service. It is being started on UDP 2222 using CMD. X. The second command verifies the service is created and ITS status. Option C. This creates a service called NC service which is linked to the CMD. X command and it's designed to stop any instance of NC X being run. The second command verifies the service is created and its status. Option D. The first command verifies the service is created and its status. The second command creates a backdoor shell as a service. It is being started on TCP. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. The first command creates a backdoor shell as a service. It is being started on TCP 2222 using CMD. X. The second command verifies the service is created and its status. Question 5. Which of the following best describes a client-side exploit? Option A. Attack of a client application that retrieves content from the network. Option B. Attack that escalates user privilege to root or administrator. Option C. Attack of a service listening on a client system. Option D. Attack on the physical machine. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Attack of a service listening on a client system. Question 6. Which of the following TCP packet sequences are common during a SYN or half-open scan? Option A, B and C. Option B, A and C. Option C, C and D. Option D, C and D. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B, A and C. Question 7. Which of the following describes the direction of the challenges issued when establishing a wireless IEEE 802. 11. Connection. Option A. One way. The client challenges the access point. Option B. One way. The access point challenges the client. Option C. No challenges occur, or wireless connection. Option D. Two way. Both the client and the access point challenge each other. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B, one way. The access point challenges the client. Question 8. You have gained shell on a Windows host and want to find other machines to pivot to. But the rules of engagement state that you can only use tools that are already available. How could you find other machines on the target network? Option A. Use the ping utility to automatically discover other hosts. Option B. Use the ping utility in a for loop to sweep the network. Option C. Use the edit utility to read the target's host's file. Option D. Use the net share utility to see who is connected to local shared drives. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Use the ping utility in a for loop to sweep the network. Question 9. A penetration tester obtains telnet access to a target machine using a captured credential. While trying to transfer her exploit to the target machine, the network intrusion detection systems keeps detecting her exploit and terminating her connection. Which of the following actions will help the penetration tester transfer an exploit and compile it in the target system? Option A. Use the HTTP services put command to push the file onto the target machine. Option B. Use the SCP service protocol SSHv2 to pull the file onto the target machine. Option C. Use the telnet services echo option to pull the file onto the target machine. Option D. Use the FTP service in passive mode to push the file onto the target machine. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option B. Use the SCP service protocol SSHv2 to pull the file onto the target machine. Question 10. What section of the penetration test or ethical hacking engagement final report is used to detail and prioritize the results of your testing? Option A. Methodology. Option B. Conclusions. Option C. Executive summary. Option D. Findings. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Findings. Question 11. You are pen testing a Windows system remotely via a raw netcat shell. You want to quickly change directories to where the Windows operating system resides. What command could you use? Option A. cd system root. Option B, CD. Option C, CD, system root. Option D, CD% system root %. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D, CD% system root %. Question 12. A client with 7,200 employees in 14 cities, all connected via high-speed WAN connections, has suffered a major external security breach via a desktop which cost them more than $72,000 and the loss of a high-profile client. They ask you to perform a desktop vulnerability assessment to identify everything that needs to be patched. Using Nessus, you find tens of thousands of vulnerabilities that need to be patched. In the report you find workstations running several Windows OS versions and service pack levels, antivirus software from multiple vendors, several major browser versions and different versions of Acrobat. Reader, which of the following recommendations should you provide with the report? Option A. The client should standardize their desktop software. Option B. The client should eliminate workstations to reduce workload. Option C. The client should hire more people to catch up on patches. Option D. The client should perform monthly vulnerability assessments. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. The client should standardize their desktop software. Question 13. Which Metasploit payload includes simple upload and download functionality for moving files to and from compromised systems? Option A. DLL inject. Option B. OPEXIC. Option C. Meterpreter. Option D. VNs inject. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C, Meterpreter. Question 14. A junior penetration tester at your firm is using a non-transparent proxy for the first time to test a web server. He sees the website in his browser but nothing shows up in the proxy. He tells you that he just installed the non-transparent proxy on his computer and didn't change any defaults. After verifying the proxy is running, you ask him to open up his browser configuration, as shown in the figure. Which of the following recommendations will correctly allow him to use the transparent proxy with his browser? Option A. He should change the port value to match the port used by the non-transparent proxy. Option B. He should select the checkbox, use this proxy server for all protocols, for the proxy to function correctly. Option C. He should change the HTTP proxy value to 127.0.0.1 since the non-transparent proxy is running on the same machine as the browser. Option D. He should select no proxy instead of manual proxy configuration as this setting is only necessary to access the internet behind protected. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. He should change the port value to match the port used by the non-transparent proxy. Question 15. Which of the following describe the benefits to a pass-the-hash attack over traditional password cracking? Option A. No triggering of ID signatures from the attack privileges at the level of the acquired password hash and no corruption of the LSASS process. Option B. No triggering of ID signatures from the attack. No account lockout and use of native Windows file and print sharing tools on the compromised system. Option C. No account lockout. Privileges at the level of the acquired password hash and use of native Windows file and print sharif tools on the compromised system. Option D. No account lockout. Use of native file and print sharing tools on the compromised system and no corruption of the LSASS process. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. No account lockout. Privileges at the level of the acquired password hash and use of native Windows file and print Sharif tools on the compromised system. Question 16. You are pen testing a Linux target from your Windows-based attack platform. You just moved a script file from the Windows system to the Linux target, but it will not execute properly. What is the most likely problem? Option A. The byte length is different on the two machines. Option B. End-of-line characters are different on the two machines. Option C. The file must have become corrupt during transfer. Option D. ASCII character sets are different on the two machines. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option B. End-of-line characters are different on the two machines. Question 17. Which of the following is the JavaScript variable used to store a cookie? Option A. Browser cookie. Option B. Window cookie. Option C. Document cookie. Option D. Session cookie. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Document cookie. Question 18. Analyze the command output below. Given this information, which is the appropriate next step for the tester? Starting Nmap 4, 53, HNP, insecure, org IAT 2010093019. 13 EDT interesting ports on 192. 163, 116, 101, address, 00. 30, 1N, B8, 14, 8B, shuttle, warning. OSCAN results may be unreliable because we could not find at least L open and L closed port device. Type, general purpose running. Microsoft Windows XP OS details. Microsoft Windows XP SP2 network distance. 1 hop Nmap done. IP address. I host up. Scanned in L. 263 seconds. Option A. Determine the MAC address of the scanned host. Option B. Send a single SYN packet to port 139, TCP on the host. Option C. Send spoofed packets to attempt to evade any firewall. Option D. Request a list of shares from the scanned host. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Request a list of shares from the scanned host. Question 19. The resulting business impact of the penetration test or ethical hacking engagement is explained in what section of the final report? Option A. Problems. Option B. Findings. Option C. Impact assessment. Option D. Executive summary. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Executive summary. Question 20. You have been contracted to map me network and try to compromise the servers for a client. Which of the following would be an example of scope creep with respect to this penetration testing project? Option A. Disclosing information forbidden in the NDA. Option B. Compromising a server then escalating privileges. Option C. Being asked to compromise workstations. Option D. Scanning network systems slowly so you are not detected. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Being asked to compromise workstations. Question 21. You are running a vulnerability scan on a remote network and the traffic is not making it to the target system. You investigate the connection issue and determine that the traffic is making it to the internal interface of your network firewall, but not making it to the external interface or to any systems outside your firewall. What is the most likely problem? Option A. Your network firewall is blocking the traffic. Option B. The NAT or PAT tables on your network-based firewall are filling up and dropping the traffic. Option C. A host-based firewall is blocking the traffic. Option D. Your ISP is blocking the traffic. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. A host-based firewall is blocking the traffic. Question 22. Identify the network activity shown below. Option A. A sweep of available hosts on the local subnet. Option B. A flood of the local switches CAM table. Option C. An attempt to disassociate wireless clients. Option D. An attempt to impersonate the local gateway. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. A sweep of available hosts on the local subnet. Question 23. You have compromised a Windows workstation using Metasploit and have injected the MeterPreter payload into the svchost process. Made. Which MeterPreter module would you need to load in order to do this? Option A. Core. Option B. Priv. Option C. Stdapi. Option D. Browser. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Stdapi. Question 24. How can web server logs be leveraged to perform cross-site scripting? XSSI. Option A. Web logs containing XSS may execute shell scripts when opened in a GUI text browser. Option B. XSS attacks cause web logs to become unreadable and therefore are an effective DOS attack. Option C. If web logs are viewed in a web-based console, log entries containing XSS may execute on the browser. Option D. When web logs are viewed in a terminal, XSS can escape to the shell and execute commands. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. If web logs are viewed in a web-based console, log entries containing XSS may execute on the browser. Question 25. What is the impact on pre-calculated rainbow tables of adding multiple solds to a set of passwords? Option A. Solds increases the time to crack the original password by increasing the number of tables that must be calculated. Option B. Solds double the total size of a rainbow table database. Option C. Solds can be reversed or removed from encoding quickly to produce unsalted hashes. Option D. Solds have little effect because they can be calculated on the fly with applications such as ofcrack. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Solds increases the time to crack the original password by increasing the number of tables that must be calculated. Question 26. You are done pen testing a Windows system and need to clean up some of the changes you have made. You created an account pentester on the system. What command would you use to delete that account? Option A. NetUser pentester, del. Option B. NetName pentester, del. Option C. NetLocalUser pentester, del. Option D. NetAccount pentester, del. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. NetUser pentester, del. Question 27. Your company has decided that the risk of performing a penetration test is too great. You would like to figure out other ways to find vulnerabilities on their systems. Which of the following is most likely to be a valid alternative? Option A. Network scope analysis. Option B. Baseline data reviews. Option C. Patch policy review. Option D. Configuration reviews. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Configuration reviews. Question 28. Analyze the command output below. What action is being performed by the tester? Option A. Displaying a Windows SAM database. Option B. Listing available workgroup services. Option C. Discovering valid user accounts. Option D. Querying locked out user accounts. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Discovering valid user accounts. Question 29. Raw netcat shells and telnet terminals share which characteristic? Option A. Ability to send commands to a target machine. Option B. Ability to adapt output to the size of display window. Option C. Shells and terminals are exactly the same. Option D. Ability to process standard output control sequences. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. Ability to process standard output control sequences. Question 30. How can a non-privileged user on a Unix system determine if shadow passwords are being used? Option A. Read, etc., password and look for X or 2 in the second colon delimited field. Option B. Read, etc., shadow and look for X or 2 in the second colon delimited field. Option C. Verify that etc., password has been replaced with etc., shadow. Option D. Read, etc., shadow and look null values in the second comma delimited field. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Read, etc., password and look for X or 2 in the second colon delimited field. Question 31. When DNS is being used for load balancing, why would a penetration tester choose to identify a scan target by its IP address rather than its host name? Option A. A single IP may have multiple domains. Option B. A single domain name can only have one IP address. Option C. Scanning tools only recognize IP addresses. Option D. A single domain name may have multiple IP addresses. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Scanning tools only recognize IP addresses. Question 32. What problem occurs when executing the following command from within a netcat raw shell? Sudo cat, etc., shadow. Option A. Sudo does not work at all from a shell. Option B. Sudo works fine if the user and command are both in the etc. sudoers file. Option C. The display blanks after typing the sudo command. Option D. You will not be able to type the password at the password prompt. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option D. You will not be able to type the password at the password prompt. Question 33. You are pen testing a Windows system remotely via a raw netcat shell. You want to get a listing of all the local users in the administrators group. What command would you use? Option A. Net account administrators. Option B. Net user administrators. Option C. Net local group administrators. Option D. Net local user administrators. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option C. Net local group administrators. Question 34. Analyze the screenshot below. What type of vulnerability is being attacked? Option A. Windows Server Service. Option B. Internet Explorer. Option C. Windows PowerShell. Option D. Local Security Authority. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is Option A. Windows Server Service. Question 35. You have compromised a Windows workstation using Metasploit and have injected the Meterpreter payload into the SMSs. Process. You want to dump the SAM database of the remote system so you can crack it offline. Which Meterpreter module would you need to load in addition to the defaults so that you can accomplish this? Option A. Core. Option B. Priv. Option C. Stdapi. Option D. Hashdump. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C, Stdapi. Question 36. Which of the following is the feature that separates the use of rainbow tables from other applications such as Kane or John Hay? Ripper. Option A. Solds are used to create massive password databases for comparison. Option B. Applications take advantage of 64-bit CPU processor and multi-thread the cracking process. Option C. Data is aligned efficiently in the rainbow tables, making the search process quicker. Option D. Raw hashed passwords are compared to pre-calculated hash tables. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Raw hashed passwords are compared to pre-calculated hash tables. Question 37. You suspect that system administrators in one part of the target organization are turning off their systems during the times when penetration tests are scheduled. What feature could you add to the rules of engagement that could help your team test that part of the target organization? Option A. Unannounced test. Option B. Tell response personnel the exact time the test will occur. Option C. Test systems after normal business hours. Option D. Limit tests to business hours. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option C. Test systems after normal business hours. Question 38. You are conducting a penetration test for a private contractor located in Singapore. The scope extends to all internal hosts controlled by the company. You have gathered necessary hold harmless and non-disclosure agreements. Which action by your group can incur criminal liability under Chapter 50A? Computer Misuse Act. Option A. Exploiting vulnerable web services on internal hosts. Option B. Attempts at social engineering employees via telephone calls. Option C. Testing denial of service tolerance of the communications provider. Option D. Cracking password hashes on the corporate domain server. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Cracking password hashes on the corporate domain server. Question 39. Which of the following is a WEP weakness that makes it easy to inject arbitrary clear text packets onto a WEP network? Option A. Reversible hashes used for IVs. Option B. Cryptographically weak CRC32 checksum. Option C. RC4 algorithm. Option D. Small key space. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option D. Small key space. Question 40. During a penetration test we determine that TCP port 22 is listening on a target host. Knowing that SSHD is the typical service that listens on that port, we attempt to validate that assumption with an SSH client, but our effort is unsuccessful. It turns out that it is actually an Apache web server listening on the port. Which type of scan would have helped us to determine what service was listening on port 22? Option A. Version scanning. Option B. Port scanning. Option C. Network sweeping. Option D. OS fingerprinting. Choose the correct answer. Correct answer is option A. Version scanning.